All right, traders, it is Woke Trader Society, and the bulls just got trapped. I hope you did not get stuck in that bull trap. I hope you did not give back profits that you made yesterday if you went long and held overnight. Within Trader Society, I did end up buying put options very early this morning at 10:11 a.m. and I held those all the way till 3 p.m., nearly towards the lows on SPY today, and I literally made a 52% profit return. Our lead analyst also had a killer crazy trade on NVIDIA puts as well. I'm going to be recapping my trades and breaking those down towards the end of this video. But guys, we absolutely crushed it. We had a lot of students make back much more than the cost of Trader Society. So make sure you stay to the end. I'm going to recap the trading strategies. But right now, first things first, we are going to go over the price action analysis for SPY, when to be long biased and when to be short biased for the market and the stocks that follow the market. This video is going to give you a much better understanding what needs to happen for the bulls to step out of this trap, take control, and push for new all-time highs. It's also going to give you a better understanding on what needs to happen for the bears to remain in control and to continue to run the market down. So without further ado, let's get right into this market analysis. I took these trades purely based off of my video that I made on SPY last night. Members within Trader Society got to watch me trade live at market open via stream. It's a private stream, and they also received my alerts within the chat room. So let's get into the analysis. Make sure you stay to the end. As you can see right here, let's start off with this, and then we'll get into the updated price action analysis. So within the chat room of Trader Society, you can see right here, these are my real-time alerts, and these are the timestamps. So at 9:49 a.m., when OCGN was trading at 533, I bought put options at 24 cents. I sold those later on into the day at 31 cents, making like a 20% plus profit return. And then you can see right here at 10:11 a.m., I bought SPY put options, December 31st expiration, 470 strike at $6 a contract. At 3:01 p.m., I sold those contracts at $9.14, making a 52% profit return. Within the chat room, we have so many students making so much more than the cost of the program. Some of them are doing it literally on their first day within the program. We had Victor. We're going to be going over this towards the end of this video. Killer trade on NVIDIA puts today. He made over $2,000 within profits. And you can see right here, what I paid for the membership has already recovered with even more gains. I sold for a 2.2K profit, will buy back after the pullback. This is the same guy who recently made a $3,000 profit on SPY puts, and then he held the rest overnight, made an $8,000 profit, and then here he is again, playing the SPY puts, just like I previously did, right? He made a $2,000 profit on SPY puts once again. And then you can see right here, we had another member make $851. This guy made about $400 on Roku calls yesterday. He ended up making $1,700 on the NVIDIA puts they absolutely printed. So guys, within this video, I'm going to walk you through the trading strategies. Let's get right into the analysis. Towards the end, we're going to go over NVIDIA. Let's go over SPY first. So if you watch my video on SPY, I had mentioned, I'm going to reuse that strategy. The highest gap to fill above on the SPY was right here at $470.74. What you need to understand, about stocks, ETFs, right? This is what you need to understand. You know that old saying, buy low, sell high? I want you to combine that mentality when you're trading with gaps. So go back throughout the chart history and combine it with gaps. Let me show you what it is that I'm talking about. So in terms of selling high, where does SPY typically top out towards all-time highs? You could see right around here at like 469.50, 470, 471, right around there. So that's where the resistance is. That's where you sell high. Now combine that with gaps. Go back, watch my previous videos on SPY. Remember right here, there was a gap to fill. It was the highest one to fill above, right here at 469.44. Well, once those gaps fill, if it reacts as a resistance level, it's going to have a gap close reversal. Then it's going to start to go back down and fills the gap below. So it's a gap close reversal strategy where the stock fills the highest gap to fill above, shows signs of resistance, and then it starts to go back down to fill the gaps that are waiting to fill below. I ended up buying SPY puts on December 8th, and on this day right here, literally towards the lows, go back, watch my previous video, I locked in for a 75% profit return. Here I am doing the same thing again. Look at SPY, like I told you guys in my video. The new highest gap to fill is at 470.74. If it reacts as a resistance level, so it cracks through, it pops back up, reacts as a resistance level, then I'm going to look to buy the puts and ride this back down towards the next support level, towards the next gap fill area, which is right around here at 466. And that is exactly what I did in terms of SPY. As you could see initially, what did SPY do? Initially, SPY had a breakout. It gapped up in the pre-market, and I told you guys, I'm not chasing. If the bulls step in control, I'm not interested in buying this high. I would much rather wait for the key gap fill level, which is right here, this blue line, right? I would much rather wait for SPY to crack and then turn it into a resistance level, which it did very, very early in the morning. I called this out live on stream as well. When this was at like 472, I was telling people, yeah, this is going to fill the gap below. So if you want to get in now, you can do that. I'm just going to wait for it to fill the gap and then see how it reacts. And if it reacts weak like it did initially, then I'm going to continue to hold and ride out this position, which is exactly what I did. And I answered my puts right here at 10:11 a.m. and I got squeezed. About $1.50. It was a small little squeeze. And people were asking me, well, should we hold through? And I told them, look, my max risk is at 473. That's where all the major resistance is. This is just a micro correction because this was just at 475, right? And it went all the way down very, very quickly to 469.80. So of course it's going to try to have some sort of spike. And with that being said, I went with the key breakdown. Within this market, you want to focus more towards resistance level, but that was previously a major resistance level, right? So that's how I kind of justified that. And with that being said, I continue to hold out my position. And then right here, as alerted at 3:01 p.m., literally right here, this is where I got out of the position. It's all timestamped within the chat room. And with that being said, I continue to hold those because that key level reacted as a resistance level. And history shows if that key level reacts as a resistance level, the bears take control. And you could see history repeat itself. It did the same thing right here. It had a gap up, nearly new all-time highs. As soon as it cracked the key level right here and turned into resistance, it was nothing but downhill, and it went all the way down to 466, and history repeat itself, right? So that was the trade on SPY. Now, where do I see this heading? Where is my interest right now? Well, let's take a look. We're going to go back. I'm going to set some price alerts with you right here, and these are going to be my levels, my new levels of interest, for the SPY. So I'm going to quickly go back throughout the chart history. We're going to disable extended hours. I'm going to show you some of my key levels that I'm looking for on the SPY. So I'm going to set a price alert right here. There's a gap to fill below at 458.90. If this is a bull trap, it's going to be on track within time, not right away to get down to that level. There is another gap that is waiting to fill below right here towards 454. If history truly repeats itself, that's where it's really going to be heading within time, not right away. Now, with that being said, is this, a continued bull trap, or are the bears about to get squeezed? So this is what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on this key level. This is your key level, $466, right? So stay with me, $466. That is your key level. If that reacts as a support level and it starts breaking out, it's going to be heading back to 471. Now, for the bulls to take control of the macro, for them to really run it, they need to break out above 471 and turn into support. If they can do that, you'll see new all-time highs. Now, if 466.35 cracks and turns into a resistance level, it's going to be on track to go all the way back down to $461. And if that were to happen, where $466.35 reacts as a resistance level, the bears are really going to take control of the macro. And within time, this gap right here is just going to be destined to fill. So what you need to understand is, in terms of the bulls, they are at this make it or break it level within this price channel. This is a micro price channel. When does the macro occur? The macro occurs when 466 cracks and reacts as a resistance level. It's on track for 458 in terms of swing trading. Macro occurs for the bulls if they can break out above 471 turns into support. I'm not interested in chasing. Everyone's saying, oh, we're going to have this phenomenal bull rally in December. Well, instead of hoping and praying and holding and buying high at inflated prices, I'm simply just trading these at the best possible prices. That's what it is I'm doing. I'm not holding. I'm not hoping. I'm not praying within these. I'm simply trading the best setups at the best prices. I reused the exact gap fill reversal strategy right here. There was a gap to fill. It was the highest one on December 8th. So many people doubted me on the SPY puts. I bought the puts right here, literally towards the lows. I locked in the 75% profit return. Here I am again doing the same exact thing, using the same exact strategy. This isn't luck. This is consistency. And when I see these opportunities present themselves, I seize the moment. I do not hesitate because they are such rare opportunities. That's what you have to understand. All these people wasting their time trading these meme stocks that are just dead and not doing anything. It's like, bro, move on to the next play. There's option opportunities almost every single day. Very lucrative option trading opportunities. Stop trying to buy and hold and waste your time on stocks like PROG. Like, move on to the next play, guys. There's so much money to be made within this market. Like, if you're not consistently crushing it, like, you really got to switch up your strategy. I'm telling you, there's so much opportunity. In terms of OCGN, I told you guys, if 530 reacts as a resistance level, if it cracks 530, reacts as a resistance level, buy the puts. Guess what? It did that. and I locked in a 25% profit return on those put options. I literally bought them towards, market open, live on stream. And then I locked in profits when this was at like $5.08. So that's the trade recap, and that's my thoughts. That's my analysis on this buy. Let me know what you think. Comment your stocks below. Also, I'm going to be hosting a webinar tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm going to break down your stocks and break down my upcoming plays. But yeah, that's what I'm watching for the SPY, mainly just on the sidelines right now. Just know there's a key breakdown play, and then there's also, that potential fake out opportunity, which I'll be looking for, right? As of now, key breakdowns aren't the best thing to do within the market, in my opinion. So I would much rather just kind of wait for it to go back up towards 471, but we'll see. I'll look to see how it reacts. I'm kind of on the sidelines right now because I don't like trading in between the channel, and I'd much rather continue to focus on buying puts at resistance levels rather than key breakdowns. Now, NVIDIA, this was a roller coaster trade. I'm going to quickly go over this. So we have our lead analyst here. He goes under the name of Mr. Alerts. He's a very good friend of mine. I'm going to walk you through this trade here real quick. So this was a swing trade. We had some people scalp this. They did very, very well. We had a couple people lose money on this. It happens. Not every trade is going to hit, but this did end up being a win. And then we had some people, get in this morning, and they absolutely crushed the NVIDIA put options. Some people made over 100, 200% return on those. They absolutely printed this morning. But with that being said, this was a NVIDIA put option swing trade. He did end up holding through the Fed meeting. So that was his risk on his part, but he took the risk, right? With that being said, though, he gave out the updates. And as you can see right here in terms of the updates, and he also told members he's expecting a 20-point pullback. He said this yesterday within the chat room. He's expecting a 20-point pullback on NVIDIA, and it happened literally exactly to the T. Like, he called it exactly to the T, and the students picked up, put options today, and they absolutely crushed it today on those puts. So NVIDIA update, the contracts were 53 cents from an average at 160, so he was down on the swing. Good thing we had more time, right? So it was a long-term swing trade for him. He chose December 31st contracts, looking to swing those out. His entry was not the best, and what mainly affected that was through the Fed meeting. That was the main problem with that trade, and that's the risk of holding through news. It happens. With that being said, he was giving out updates all day consistently, and he locked in a 21% profit return on those contracts. And the students who bought them today, this morning, they made easily over 100% profit return on those because they were so cheap. They went from 53 cents all the way to $2 a contract. Absolutely crazy. It was the 230 strike that expired on 230 out of money strike that expired on December 31st. So in terms of NVIDIA, there was key resistance. If we take a look at the daily chart right here, there was a lot of key resistance. There was a lot of key resistance right here towards 302 and 311, and it was due just for some sort of pullback. I mean, that was the main play on that, mainly shorting resistance on that. In terms of its chart, very, very simple. It was following the SPY. It had its gap up. And like I told you guys, when you see this massive run, this is what you want to see. From 278 all the way to 311, and it gaps up. Well, once it fills that gap and turns it into a resistance level like it did right here, buy the put options. They are going to print just like I did with SPY. They printed, right? Well, buy the put options. It's going to get crushed, right? And these ones, like not just with SPY, but the ones that can move a lot more points, those will be even more rewarding percentage return wise, right? Like the ones that can move 20, 30, 40 points, like NVIDIA or like Amazon or even Alibaba, like those ones can really move as well. So you can diversify. But with that being said, history simply repeats itself. We had this massive move to the upside. We had this gap up. And then once this key level right here turned into resistance level, buy the puts, ride it back down towards your support, which is all the way down here at 283. So in terms of NVIDIA, this falls off a cliff once we can crack like $280. Once this cracks 280, it should really just be a quick flush to 272, and then within some time, fill the gap at 267. So that's on my radar. But within current market conditions, I'm really trying to focus on, especially with swing trading, on, shorting towards key resistance levels, right? That's what I'm really trying to focus on doing. So with that being said, if I play key breakdowns, they're going to be scalps where I get in and out on the same day, right? I'm really trying to stay towards resistance levels. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Tomorrow's going to be a very revealing day for the market, and we'll see if the bears take control, if they're in continued control for this macro move, or if the bulls step in. So that's my thoughts. That's my analysis. If you do want to be a part of Trader Society, The link is down below within the description. You get access to the chat room. You get access to the real-time trade alerts. You get access to the video lesson library where you get to learn psychology, risk management, all the trading strategies. There's so much more to it. And you get access to watch me trade live every single day at market open. It's a one-time fee. You get lifetime access, right? So make sure you click that first link, and I will see you guys within the next video.